Forgot to share the video. In a moment, guys. Okay. Hello. Welcome to Barefoot on the Okay, welcome to Barefoot on the Homestead. My name is Jessica. Sorry, my internet's kind of going in and out here. I wanted to take you guys around just the area to kind of show you what's happening in the garden and how things are looking. To warn you, things are kind of messy and things are kind of dying because we are in a massive drought in Florida. We haven't had rain happen in a very long time. And when it has rained, it's only happened for like a day or two. So yeah, we probably had about 4 or 5 days of rain. So a lot of my plants are dying just because we haven't had hardly any water or any rain. So yeah, so that's why some of my stuff is going to be dying. It sucks, but there's really not too much that I can do. So first, this is in the front of our house. In the front of our house, we have our garden, and in the back, I have our chickens and our quail. But when you come to the front, you see that we have this little water thing. It's not working right now because and it's plate on there. So that's a little bird bath. We have our hummingbird little thing here, wind chime, and we have our hummingbird watering can thing here. So that's what we've got going on there. We just threw out our couch, so that's why there's a couch there. When you come to the front, it's not too much going on. Again, a lot of this is dying because we haven't had a lot of water. That is actually baby's breath, and I did have our bird feed here, and so a lot of it kind of fell and got into my plants. So that's what this is. This is just from the seeds that fell. That's not the actual baby breaths. These, I believe, are the actual baby breaths. That right there is a spider plant that my neighbor gave to me, and it doesn't have any soil because it's fallen over quite a few times. So I'm just taking these out because if I don't now, then I probably won't later. And then this was blue sage. Blue sage is a flower of Texas, and it was growing, but like I said, because we're in a drought right now in Florida and our lakes are drying up, our water is drying up around here, it kind of died. Even though I water my plants, we have well water. I try to water my plants every single day, or I do water them every single day. But because of the heat, how hot it's been, and the drought, and it hasn't been raining, I don't know. This did look really luscious at one point. And then this is another one of my spider plants that I'm going to have to come back and take those out. But some of the seeds fell, and I don't know why there's toilet paper there. This was my lavender plant. It was doing really, really good. I don't know what happened. It wasn't, this is a shady area, so I try to keep my shaded plants in our shaded area. But because we only have these 2 big trees, there's not a lot of shade. Like here there is, but then all of that's our land. You can see there's no trees. So when we bought this property, they had gotten rid of, I think, 2 trees. So yeah. This I just have out here. This is where I sit down. I was going through my lettuce because I had lettuce that had bolted, and I was taking out the seeds. So I would just sit here and just gather all of the seeds for the lettuce. This is leaves that I have to put inside of our quail cage. So I just keep that there. We have these little lights. They hit the tree at night. I have one for that one and for those 2. Then we have some more plants. that needed, or shaded plants. This plant I actually brought outside. It was inside. And even though we have I believe it's a south facing window, it wasn't getting a lot of sun. So I brought it out here and I took off a lot of the dead leaves. So it's doing pretty good. I just did that yesterday, so now it's doing pretty good. This is my monstera that completely died when we had our freeze, and I put it under here. I basically cut the whole entire thing down to the nub, and it regrew. So that's completely regrew. This right here is my lavender. My lavender has been doing amazing, but now it's starting to die. Lavender was one of the hardest things that I have ever really grown. But it was doing really good because I put it in the shade. Even though they say that lavender, I think, is full sun for 6 hours, I would not put it in the full sun for 6 hours. I would put it in a shaded area that gets a little bit of sun for only a couple of hours. So something like over there, which is where it was originally, there was a lot of shade. And when we go over there, you'll see that there are there's quite a lot of light over there. So this is my elephant ear. This one also died when we had our freeze, and it's come back. I have a new baby leaf right there popping out. This one has come back. I completely cut that thing down to the nubs, and I even have an extra one there. So this is our worm bin. I don't have any worms in there right now. They kind of escaped. So, and I keep that brick on top because this will fly away with the wind. Some more spider plants that I repotted. This I actually just put over here because it was where my greenhouse is. And as you can see, the leaves are wilting pretty bad. And I'm assuming it's because of the sun. I don't know, or maybe the soil. I'm not entirely sure, but I do have some green peppers that are growing. These are going to turn into green peppers. So I do have a lot of these, but I don't have a lot that have actually turned into the fruit itself, except for that one, but they will. This is my tomato plant. We actually got quite a lot of tomatoes off of here. I think it was like 6 of them, and I have some more that are growing back. These are really good tomatoes. Over here are the tomatoes that I grew from seed, and I have a vine here of the little tomatoes. And I just watered this not too long ago. I did also break the stem, but I put it back and I put a lot of soil, so I'm hoping that it'll just regenerate itself and come back. But it does have a lot of flowers, as you can see. And I do have this. You can see, hopefully, that's actually getting ready to start growing some of the tomatoes. So this is red currant tomatoes. These are beans. Banana plant. Cucumber, and I do have a cucumber growing on that. That's butter crunch lettuce. Those are some other tomatoes that I brought in here in this bed that are doing pretty good. Flowers. That one is dying. This over here is broccoli that I that I transplanted into here. And then butter crunch lettuce. It's so hot that I'm afraid my phone is gonna end up saying that it's overheated. This is muslin, which is a lettuce, different type of lettuce. That's chives, which I have to harvest some of this because it's about time. This is tomatoes. I believe these are, that doesn't go in that one. I believe that these are the red currants. This is basil and jalapeno. This one completely died in the freeze, but again, cut it back and it's definitely grown back. The way to check to see if it's still good is you can go deep down into the stem of the plant, and when you scratch it, if it shows green, then it's still alive. If it's brown, then it is not alive. And basil is really good for jalapenos because it repels plants. This right here is my beets, and I'm actually going to pull it out because it's not growing much anymore. Oh no, this is the carrot one. Never mind. I'm going to pull this one out too. Yeah, so these are the carrots, which is interesting because I had beets, and beets, they look just like the carrots, but they haven't been growing, so we're just taking those out of there. This is mint. Yep, that's mint. It's doing really good over here. This is carrots. Those I'm gonna leave because they are growing. This is lemon balm. Another one of my tomato plants that I grew from seed. This is my daughter's plant. Banana plant that I had to transplant into that pot. Another banana plant. Banana plant. Onions. This is a lettuce that I told you was bolting. So I have purple lettuce, and I just pulled out the green lettuce that was in there. Swiss chard. More onions. I'm getting this bed ready for the summertime here. But yeah, this is, let me show you. So with lettuce will bolt, and you'll get these kind of like, I think it's daffodil flowers. And when they dry, hopefully you can see it, but they'll start to look like this. You can pull them out here, or you can pull them out when they dry. And when you pull them out, I have a video on my TikTok about this. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that, but there's little seeds in there. So you just take your fingers and you'll just roll your fingers like that. They'll come off. And then you'll get those little seeds. Now, God is amazing, because what happens is these will actually, when the wind comes, they'll actually fly. I call these like little propellers, because these will actually come out, and it will take the seed, because each one of these has an individual seed, and that seed will fly, and then it will try to replant itself wherever it lands. So for now, we're just gonna put it right back in there. So that's how you harvest lettuce seeds. Sunflower. First time growing sunflower. This one is a sunflower, but as you can see, it's dying. Another fun fact about sunflowers. So our sun rises here from the east, and that's the west, okay? So the sunflower, what it does is it actually turns depending on where the sun is. So see how the sunflower is facing this way, because this is the way that the sun is. But in the morning, or throughout the night, it actually will rotate itself back over to this side, facing this side. So when the sun rises, and then as it moves, it actually moves like this until it gets to the other area where the sun is. So that's a little fact right there that we learned. This is cabbage. Cabbage is doing really, really good. This is sage and rosemary. Rosemary, sage, and cabbage are the best to have in the springtime and throughout the heat. They do really, really well. So this bed right here does amazing. Yeah, and then I have beans, and those beans. But you can see, I just watered this about an hour ago, and as you can see, I mean, the soil's already really dry. That's why I try to put hay, and I try to stay away from hay because it will fly. But if I'm desperate, I'll use hay, or I'll use mulch. So I actually do need to remulch these, and I do need to put some mulch over there on that. This is my blueberry that's not, is it the blueberry? Yeah, blueberry that's not doing the greatest. I don't know. I bought it like that at the store and I've done everything it said, but it's just not coming up. And I'm not going to show you inside the greenhouse because it's a mess. Got the little pond here that I need to, the reason why it doesn't have any water is because I do need to clean this out. I need to get rid of a lot of the leaves. And I'm thinking about putting a something in there to try and get rid of all that bacteria in there and then refill it with water. This is where I do my butchering for the chickens. That's dill that I actually had on the table. I do have some seeds. So we're just gonna let those go to seed. I'm gonna come over here. See how hot it is? My goodness. That is our chicken and quail cage. This coop is very dirty because we have 16 chickens, and even though I clean it, it gets so bad with their poop. But we do take their poop and use it in our garden. So I'm actually getting ready to clean this because this is about a week's worth of poop. I'm going to take it off and I'm going to put it into our compost bin. I don't know why, but I'm not getting any, so I don't know. That's got to get cleaned. I have a lady in here laying an egg. What happened, huh? I know. Here comes Tyson and Oakley. Ow. Ow. Don't worry, I'm not hurting her, Tyson. He loves his chickens. What? She's broody, but she won't stay on here for long. She'll get out. We do have our meat chickens. Let me bring you over there. Go on, out. Out, Oakley. Yeah? Coming over here to show you the meat chickens. I might have to get off because my phone is getting hot because of how hot it is.
Are you making a video?
Live stream. Okay. And okay, here's the meat chickens. I have to give them water. I drink all their water.
Did that one sneeze?
No. They're going through their molts, as you can see. That's why they're kind of bald. What? So you don't like me, but then you'll fly over to me. So yeah, these are the ones that we bought from Rural King. And then we have this one here. So I'm gonna clean this and give them some water, and then I have to give them some more food. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end it here because, like I said, oh my goodness, it's really hot outside. My phone is kind of overheating. But yeah, that's just a quick little look at the homestead. Guys, there's no water. I gotta give you some water. All right, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you'll get my videos when I go live, and turn on notifications. I'd appreciate it. What? Oh my goodness. You gotta go back. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video.